Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a full live swatch and review of the new OPI Xbox Collaborative Collection for spring 2022, and let me tell you guys, I really like this collection. The whole color story is very playful, very youthful, very fun and exciting, exactly what I want from a mainstream spring collection. The first half of the video will be a live swatch on my nails of all 12 new shades and full hand swatches, so you can see how they perform for me and so you can see how they look as a full hand manicure. The second half of the video is going to be our dupes and comparisons, and I do have something to share with you in comparison for every polish in the collection. Does that mean that at least half of the collection has dupes already in OPI's line? You'll just have to stick around and find out. I ordered this collection from polishpick.com. I will link that in the description bar below so you can go check that out if you would like to. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any other live application reviews of upcoming collections. All right, let me know what you think about this collection in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, we're gonna start this swatch with a great representation of the collection. This is Achievement Unlocked, and we have a candy colored pastel purple shade. There are a number of these kinds of colors in the collection, and this thing starts us out with a feel for what you're going to get in this collection. It's lighthearted, it's fun, it's exciting. We don't just have candy colored pastels, we have some stronger passionate shades as well. So really enjoyed this at 2 coats. You'll have to stick around to the dupes and comparisons section. Can't Control Me. This is a beautiful powdery blue, really pretty, just a little bit periwinkle leaning, not periwinkle for sure though. You're going to find that most of these polishes swatch really nicely in 2, bordering on 3 coats for some of the lighter shades like this one. And as you can see, this has a teeny tiny silver speckly shimmer going on here. When the polish is dried down, unfortunately, you cannot see that very well, making it even more similar to the polish that you're probably wondering, is this super similar to? But we'll go over that towards the end. This actually ended up being 3 coats here for this swatch. I wanted to get rid of any streakiness, and so there you have that one. Heart and Console. This is the first polish that we're going to look at in this collection that I'm going to tell you is an absolute must-have. Now, when I tell you the ones that I think are must-haves, that is saying this is a must-have if you are an avid collector already. If you are brand new to nail polish, pick up this whole collection. You will not regret it. It is absolutely fabulous. Formulas are great. So this polish has a kind of red, orange, up to like a little bit of a coral lean jelly base, and it is very packed with this a little bit larger, kind of like a micro flaky shimmer that shifts pink and orange. It's not a super strong shift like you would find in an indie polish, but it is there, and I really love this polish. I've been wearing it for a couple days now. It is multidimensional. Love that one. Okay, this one is Newberry, and the zeros are standing in for the O's there. And this is just a really beautiful kind of mid to deep violet shade. This is the most serious polish in the collection for sure, and this shade happens to be a favorite of mine, but I will tell you it does have basically an exact dupe from OPI that was already released recently in 2021. So for that reason, this is not one of my top picks out of the collection, but I do think it gives a beautiful roundness to an otherwise really kind of light collection. So this one is fun. Next up, we have Pixel Dust, and this is another one of my top picks. This has this really kind of fluffy white to almost silvery flaky in there. It's like a light white silver. It's really pretty. And as you can see, it does have a sheer base. However, there's so much of that flaky packed in here that it kind of builds up nicely in 2 to 3 coats. You're going to be looking at just 2 coats on my nails in the full hand swatch. So I'm doing the second coat for you here so you can see how it builds up. This flaky is so reflective. It is so beautiful. I really kind of wish that they did at least one more in this formula in the collection. That's how much I loved it, and I'm not even a pink lover, you guys. You absolutely must pick up Pixel Dust. I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. Next up, we have Quest for Quartz, and here we have another example of a shimmer. This one is similar to the shimmer that's in that blue because it is silver, but it's slightly larger. You are going to be able to see this little shimmer slash kind of silver micro flaky on the nail, and it's in this blush toned beige cream, and it's really, really beautiful, you guys. Once you have this swatched on your nails in 2 coats and give it a nice top coat, I think you're really gonna like this one, making it another must-have out of the collection for me. So here's the second coat here, and we're gonna get rid of any of that streakiness. All of the formulas in this collection are great. In fact, when I was going through the dupes and comparisons, pretty much across the board, I preferred the formulas in this collection to any of the previous formulas for things that I'm going to give you as suggestions for comparisons. So that's really, really nice. And next up, we have this pink shade. This is called Racing for Pinks. This is just a really bright candy colored pink shade. It's almost like a neon pink base packed with a full of white, which just makes it a nice bright color. It looks so beautiful on the nails. Now, I don't love pink, but I have to admit this one is a gorgeous shade. So if you love pink polish, you're sure to love this one. You will have to see in the dupes and comparisons if I have one or more than one polish perhaps for you that you could certainly use instead of picking up this new pink from OPI, but you'll have to take a look through your collection and see what you have. So really, really beautiful, a very warm pink, really stunning on the nails. Next up, we have another one of my top picks, must have out of the collection. This is Sage Simulation. And this formula is what I like to call a multi-cream. It has a cream base and it is packed with a multi-chrome shimmer. So you're starting with this teal cream base and the shimmer is shifting between like a gold and a green. You are definitely going to need 2 coats to build this up, but it looks really nice in the 2 coats. So here's the second coat. This is really unique for OPI. They don't do this kind of formula a lot, especially not with something that already has a lot of white in the base. So this was really unique when I went looking through my collection for anything that you might have similar to this, and definitely a top pick for me. So you're gonna really want to make sure you pick this one up, and this is called Sage Simulation. Next, we have another one of our candy colored creams. This is Susie As My Avatar. This is what's been on my thumb for the bottle shots here. And I looked at this polish when I got it out of the package and I thought, oh no, another coral. This really won me over once I got it on my nails. It is a peachy coral. But it just looked so nice on. It's really, really a flattering shade to wear. It's really bright and crisp. Like I said, it has that kind of ultra bright coloration where possibly it's coming from a neon base, and it makes your nails look really, really fresh, and I really enjoyed this one. I have a few shades to share with you as comparisons to this that OPI has already released? Yes, I do, but this polish is a great example of the exciting, fun, fresh feel of this collection. Next up, there is this really cool green, yellow with a ton of white in it. It's very, very light. It's going to get opaque for you though in 2 to 3 coats, especially depending on how your visible nail line is or how visible your nail line is. I actually got this opaque in 2 coats for the full hand photo, so you can have that information when we get to the image. And I like different shades. So I do like this polish, but I don't think that I will find myself reaching for this to wear it very often, especially since I have some other shades from OPI that are pretty similar to this. But I do think it's really fun. Again, it really envelops the feel of this collection. This color does. It's really fun. It's really playful. Next up, we have Trading Paint, and this one for me was one of the passes out of the collection just personally because of color preference. And then that kind of gut feeling that I had about this polish was solidified further when I started pulling out all my orange OPI shades for the dupes and comparisons. However, you can't deny this does have a really lovely 2-coat formula if you are an orange lover. This shade is great. Do you probably already have something similar to this? If not an exact dupe for this from OPI, possibly, probably, I don't know. We'll have to see when we get to the dupes and comparisons, but it is really bright. It's beautiful. It's orange. It really goes there. But let's move along and talk about one of the best shades in the collection. You had me at Halo. Now this one is sheerer, but it is the most interesting because OPI used another fun component in here. All of these shimmer shades pretty much are my favorite and top picks out of the collection. So this is another top pick. You're not going to want to pass this one up. This has a periwinkle jelly base, and then you can see it has kind of feathery green, like aqua to green flakies in there, and then a gold flaky. So giving you that gold and bluish green kind of peekaboo all the time throughout this polish. I did do 3 coats for my full hand swatch right here. I did really, really like this shade. So don't miss out on that one as well. And now we're going to move into the dupes and comparisons.
All right, we're going to be getting into the dupes and comparisons. If you aren't here for this portion of the review, then you can go ahead and skip out now. And thanks for stopping by for this video. Okay, so we're going to go through these polishes pretty much in the same order that we swatched them. And I will point out what I think is the closest dupe for you if you want to pause at each polish just so you could take note of another color that you might like. You may certainly do that if I go too quickly for you. Okay, so this is for the first purple, the kind of gray violet. I pulled the other 3 gray violets I have that are the closest. I have no exact dupe for you on this one, although Purple Palazzo Pants is very, very close. And I would say that if you were wearing those side by side, somebody might not be able to tell the difference on that one. So there are my comparisons for that polish. All right, next we're going to talk about Cant Control Me. That's that beautiful powdery blue that leans like... It's leaning toward a periwinkle, but it's not quite periwinkle. The polish that is extremely close to it is Dreams Need Clarification from one of the Alice in Wonderland collections. And of course, this one has some shimmer, the Cant Control Me shade, but it is so, so slight. You can't really see it on the nail. And so if you're looking for a reason not to purchase that polish and you already have Dreams Need Clarification, that is incredibly similar. The polish in this collection is slightly darker. But I feel like it is as close to a dupe as you're probably going to get. Okay, next we're going to look at Heart and Console. This is one of my faves out of the collection. I do have 2 other shimmering reds for you, but they're not similar enough. I just put these on here so you could see the comparison. The polish in the middle is the only one that has a pink shift in the shimmer, and it also has a much larger presence. It's larger in size, the shimmer does, and it's a larger presence. So there you have those 2 comparisons. I wanted to quickly mention that I put the swatch wheels like this on my hand because I find that I get a truer color for you if I put it against a skin tone color. So next we're going to look at Newberry, and I have quite a similar dupe here for you, Violet Visionary, which just released this last fall. They are incredibly similar. Unfortunately, I only find it unfortunate because they were so closely released. They do have a slight variation. Newberry is a tiny bit lighter, but that's about it. So I really like that one. It's my favorite named polish in the collection, but I do feel like this one, you couldn't really tell these apart if you were wearing them side by side. I don't have a dupe for this beautiful pink, which is one of my faves out of the collection, but I did want to show you this here. This is what this polish kept reminding me of, was this, this one's called Mural on the Wall. And so if you're looking for another polish that released kind of recently that has some big, nice flakies, this one gives you a similar feel. It's much less pigmented and it has gold flakies, but if you're looking for something else like this, it's kind of similar. All right, so next we're going to look at Quest for Quartz. So this is a really special polish and unique as far as OPI's line goes, and I think it is one of the must-haves of the collection. So for this comparison, all I was doing was trying to pull some other rosy tone beiges, and in doing so, I discovered it's more of like a rosy purple like tone in that beige. It's really, really cool. So those aren't really that great of comparisons for you, but these are lovely rose neutrals that they have if you want to grab those out of your collection. All right, so I always have lots of pink comparisons for you. These were the 4 most similar shades to Racing for Pinks. Your most similar dupe there, even though all of these I think could pass, the most similar is Susie Nails New Orleans. So if you want to pull that one out instead of purchasing this new one, it's going to give you the exact same look. And here are some other shades as well if you want to pause that and snag those out of your stash to wear. All right, Sage Simulation is another one of my top picks out of the collection. I think it's a must-have. Searching through all of my polishes from OPI that I have, I couldn't find anything more similar than 2 Baroque Pearls. That one has an iridescent shimmer, and I'm pretty sure the shimmer in the polish in this collection, Sage Simulation, I'm pretty sure that one is a multi-chrome shimmer. In any case, you need it. I just wanted to remind you of 2 Baroque Pearls in case you wanted to grab it out. Okay, as for the coral, I have 2 shades that are pretty similar. One, as you can see, is a little bit darker, and the one that is the most similar is Spice of Peruvian Life, and that is even a touch pinker, which I even prefer a little bit more than the Susie Is My Avatar shade. So no exact dupes, but these are really similar if you want to pull them out of your collection. All right, next up, let's look at that interesting green. So the pass is always greener, you can see right there. It is right next to the most similar dupe, which is Tropical Me on My Cell. And I had kind of forgotten about that shade, and I was thinking it was more of a yellow, but it's definitely right in this interesting yellow greeny color, and it's even like slightly more deep than the pass is always greener. Pump Up, what is this one called? Pump Up the Volume is also pretty darn similar. It is slightly sheerer, and you would need more coats to build that up. But here's how those polishes compare. That one on the side is How Does Your Zen Garden Grow, and ended up being more green. All right, this one, unfortunately, I have 2 polishes for you that are basically dupes. Trading Paint is there in the middle. So where did Susie's Man go? If you already have that shade, just wear that instead of this polish, in my opinion. They are so incredibly similar, you really can't tell them apart. Is My Tie Crooked is also very close. Maybe a touch lighter and a touch more yellow, but incredibly similar. All right, and then finally we have a surprise find for me. I didn't think I would find something so similar to You Had Me at Halo, which is another one of my top picks out of the collection. I think it's gorgeous, but I didn't expect it to look so similar to Show Us Your Tips! Exclamation point. As you can see, they're obviously not dupes, but you are going to get a pretty similar vibe. In this collection and recently, OPI is using kind of like a healthier, slightly bigger looking shimmer micro flaky component. And so that is the main difference between these 2 polishes. The shimmer is taking much more of a forward appearance in this polish, bringing out that lovely blue and gold and green in that shimmer. So I do prefer You Had Me at Halo, but if you want to grab out the other polish as well, it is kind of fun to have this similar shade. All right, guys, and that is the full collection. Let me know all your thoughts down below. I will see you back for another video very soon. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you back for the next one. Take care. Bye.